Hey, welcome. Today, oh my gosh. So, let's go on with some things that'll make your life a lot better. Okay guys, stranded is not where you want to be. Depending on where you are, it can be super unsafe. You need a good quality set of jumper cables. Don't get the cheap ones with the cheap wire. Make sure you spend some money and get the very best ones that you can possibly get. And like I said before, stranded is not how you want to be. So that's why you always carry a gas can. You know it, 5-gallon gas can. This thing will get me 50 more miles. And on top of that, make sure that when you get your gas can that it doesn't have that accordion type of plastic on the top right here, because that will rot and let your gas come out here. These are the best that seal off here and here. One thing you might want to consider is an air compressor. So this is like a small air compressor that I got off Amazon. It has a long coiled cord on it. And if your tire goes flat, a lot of times I'll just try to air it up to see if it'll get me until I can get to a gas station or someplace. Everything was good, but you need to check your wheel bearings. And the way you do that is you jack up your trailer and you spin your wheel and see how many times it turns around and see if you hear any grinding noise in your wheel. And also get your wheel and see if there's any play in the wheel back and forth on there. But I had mine taken up to be looked at, and actually all my wheel bearings were actually bent. So I had to have all my wheel bearings replaced, but that's something super important you got to pay attention to. So something else as simple as a pair of gloves are going to make your life a lot easier. I always try and get a set of gloves that are fluorescent like these, because if I'm out on the road and I'm changing a tire or whatever, is that at least they're fluorescent, and they're easier than finding them when I lose them. So also on a set of gloves, I try and get the ones that are as light as possible, kind of like the nylon, and I try and make sure that they have a knuckle buster pad here on the front. I always use these like whenever I am hooking up and whenever I am unhooking the trailer. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. Sooner or later you're going to get a smashed finger, you're going to get your finger cut. So a pair of gloves, very important. And of course, you probably have this, but it's worth mentioning. You need a quality first aid kit in your camper. So whenever something happens, a lot of times we put them in, we make mini ones and put them in the backpacks when we go hiking, just in case. When my daughter fell, hurt her knee, we had to clean that up and all kinds of things. But we like to keep a first aid kit in here. And then we also like to keep one that we actually make in here. You'll see a ton of first aid lists online. And Kari has these awesome containers that she keeps her little pills in, and it keeps them really handy, and because you know they get all over the place, and when you need something you need it fast, especially when it's first aid related. So first aid kit. Okay, for my next item, you might think I'm crazy, but Jerry with I Love RV Life, y'all need to go check out his channel if you haven't already. I got this from him, and it is Sevendust. That's right, we put Sevendust on anything that touches the ground. And that would be like our front jack stand, that'd be our levelers, that'd be cords, anything that touches the ground that also touches our camper. We sprinkle this around that because we've had places where not only have we had ants that tried to come into the trailer, but we've had scorpions, we've had centipedes, and all kinds of creepy crawlies. And this at least keeps them out of the trailer and getting on you. So Sevendust. Something else that's overlooked sometimes are your steps. Your steps can be very slick, especially if there's leaves on there or they're wet and you're hurrying down the steps, and they're pretty narrow steps. And so a lot of times you're going to slip, which I have and Kari has both. Everyone has slipped down their stairs, you know, with a certain amount of injuries. But we always put these pads on top of you can find these everywhere, and they're a very good investment. I know they come in different styles, like our stairs are rounded on the front, so you want to make sure that your covers match what kind of steps you have. But these, they're worth the money. They keep you from falling out of the camper, which I have split my thumb open. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, at least Kari thought it was funny. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber and check out the playlist below, and you're going to see a playlist for safety videos. Catch us on Instagram, and until the next video, be safe.